live if you want. Yeah. And we never been. So Frankenmuth, we normally do like the chicken dinner, and like it's not my favorite thing. I said to Liz, and my brother came with us too. I was like, can we just like go somewhere different? Like there's this cute diner up the road. Like it always looks kind of fun. So we went to the diner, and like I just got like a burger. Liz got this patty melt, but they have something called the Comet. And it's like a challenge, basically. It's like $23 or something. No. It's like a triple burger with like a triple cheeseburger with like bacon and like all this stuff. But the kicker is the bun is like 2 grilled cheese sandwiches. So I was like 2 grilled cheese sandwiches with like a triple burger like in between or something. Like
you tried it?
No, I did not. I jokingly said to Bob, like, all right, if you try it, I'll try it. But like, dude, I couldn't even like finish like my normal burger that I got.
I was gonna say that would be hard, dude. That would put you in pain.
And like it comes with like these fries, and like the fries were like crispy coated, which I don't like crispy coated French fries. So I would have been out anyway. Like I wouldn't have been able to eat all that plus the French fries, So like I wouldn't have been able to successfully complete the challenge. I can say confidently.
You would not have been here.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. I said to Bob, like, because he was like kind of bummed that he didn't try it. And I'm like, dude, there's no way you could have done it. I was like, and I told him, like, you know what? I will do the challenge at my house. Like, you'll come to Scott's Cafe. I'll make you the grilled cheese triple burger like this summer on the grill. And like, let's
that sounds like something you do like at your house for fun in the backyard. Like, yeah, like over the 4th of July or something.
Yeah,
totally. And then like you take three bites and then then you like, okay, we split the sucker in half.
But then the conversation was like the grilled cheese part. Cause I swear every time you go to go out, a grilled cheese is better out than it is at home. I don't know why.
They're killer at diners. Grilled cheese at a diner is always so good.
And like Liz makes a good grilled cheese, but I don't know what it is, man. Like, but like we can't ever match it from what you get like at a diner place.
I basically make a grilled cheese every day for lunch. I mean, I make a turkey sandwich with cheese.
Yeah.
And grill every day. That's what I
2020, 2021, my work from home, like that was a go-to of mine.
Yep. Every single day. That's what in my baked cheddar, sour cream and cheddar chips. Oh. But I love it. Like I've had it every day for like years, and I don't care. It's so good. Hey everybody, happy Sunday night to let's see, we got Margie. She's here. Ashley is checking in from the Contemporary. She's beating us. Go down to Contempo Cafe, get a nice I'll get a great cupcake. That's what I do.
I like the ice cream, like that twist that they have there. That chocolate vanilla twist at Contempo Cafe is really great.
Oh, dude, I've been watching Disney Cruise Line vlogs like nonstop because I'm getting excited for our cruise in July, and everybody keeps making those ice creams on deck 11. And just want to make.
Mike, I got something to tell you that you don't know. I've been watching some Royal Caribbean vlogs.
Those are nice too. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad. Howard's here. Let's see. We got Justin in Cleveland is here. Hello, Justin. Trisha is here, and she was just at Emo's, the Square Beyond Compare. She's here in St. Louis, actually. Thomas is here. We need another Cleveland show. There we go. Hey, Thomas. Peter's
Isn't
here.
Thomas supposed to record a show with you? Like, he did.
We need to do that. We got to get that done. I know. Absolutely got to get that done. I know. It's only been like 6 months. We are absolutely going to get that done. Actually, that's something we got to do soon.
Yeah, me and Mike were just talking about the weather. Like I traditionally, like I've been seeing it in my memories. I think at least 6 or maybe even 7 times I've been there this week for President's Weekend, like into Princess. And it's like killing me. It was killing me like last week that we weren't coming, but like, I'm kind of glad I'm missing out on this rainy weather.
I know, seriously. This rough. But so we got 6.7 inches of snow the other day, and it's going to be 70 degrees on Wednesday.
Yeah, we have a 50-degree day Wednesday. Like, how nice is that? We didn't get that. Wow, you got that much snow? We only got like 2 here.
Yeah. So they were calling for 1 to 3, and we got 6.7. That's how it always goes. And it was just our little pocket of St. Louis. Like we got the most in all of St. Louis. Our little like.
I mean, knock on something, but I think that's more than what we've gotten like all of winter. What you got in that one storm. That's crazy.
Yeah. But it was like fluffy white snow. Like it wasn't icy. Yeah. It was really nice. It was good. All right, so we got Mike Bankhead here. What's up, Mike? And dude, Ashley's waiting for some flippers.
I get nervous when Mike Bankhead is here, man. He is like, that's like you just want to like make someone proud, when it's almost like a family when a family member is on, you want to be on your best game. That's how I feel when Mike Bankhead's in the chat.
Real, I know it's like we're the two kids like at the kids table.
I know. I feel like he's gonna have like a review on us like afterwards. Like, all right, fellas, you did good, but this is what you could have done better.
Seriously, like an adult has entered the room.
We got to behave a little bit, and
okay, let's do this. Let's see here.
No.
Right,
okay, human trash. That's funny. That is Bob Gardner. That's my brother. I'm 99% sure. That's not a troll. That's just my brother.
Who that was. Okay, good. Because I was like, he's talking smack on Scott, but it's all good.
Yeah, I know. So he's talking about Dean Higgins. I mean, he's throwing a Disney tie in there. The computer wore tennis shoes. That's not.
Dude, I had no idea who Dean Higgins is.
No, he's the dean of Medfield College in the Disney trilogy of Dexter. I call it the Dexter Riley trilogy, but all right, maybe it's the Medfield College trilogy.
I gotta do one thing real quick.
Anyway, that's funny. Human trash. So if you see human trash out there, just know it's not a spammer. That's hilarious.
So, hey, Bob. Bob is always welcome here, especially if he's talking trash.
Yeah, I mean, gotta be talking trash.
Okay, we are good. Okay, let's start the show. Let's start the show rolling. I'm gonna try something new this time. This is gonna either be terrible or we'll try something. This is intentional, so just know I'm gonna try it. We'll
okay.
All right, here we go. Trying something different. Nope. I'm not doing that.
Okay, that was awesome. Dude, that was great. What are you talking about?
No, I need two hands though. Okay, here we go. Hang on. I need two hands. Well, I'll start recording first. Okay, hang on. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday night BOGP open line. It is Sunday night, February 18th, 2024. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Hope you're having a great weekend. We are here getting ready to take your calls at 407-413-9395. Again, that's 407-413-9395 because it's the BOGP open line. We have a big question for you coming up here in just a second as we wrap up another great weekend, a President's weekend. Hopefully you're off work tomorrow, but today, I know this dude's off work because he's off work on all those cool holidays. We got Scotty G. What's up, Scott? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Love the 3-day weekends. I was missing Disney a little bit, so I told you before we went live, Mike, that I feel like one of the closest things we have here in Michigan is a Frankenmuth. Very cool place to hang out. It's very barbarian, makes you feel like you're in the Germany pavilion. So we went there with my brother today, had an awesome time walking outside. It was cold, but we had a great time. They still have the ice skating rink. Now, let me ask you this, Mike. Like, you were talking about your speed skating. Would you still put the skates on and go to an ice skating rink and like go around it all?
So I was an inline skater back in the day. That was my jam, but I'd strap on some blades. Yeah, I'd do that for fun. I mean,
nice. I've never done it. I've never done any form of ice skating. Emily really wanted to do it.
Michigan, and you have never ice skated?
No, never have. No.
You should.
I feel like I would it would actually be hilarious. I'd have to like have video of me like trying it because I would just fall.
This needs to happen ASAP.
Yeah. Maybe next time we go to Frankenmuth, we'll lace up.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. No, I got to get up there, man. That place looks pretty cool because you gave me a tour of your work campus. It looks cool, but I mean, Frankenmuth looks infinitely. Dude, there's
so much Mackinac. I got to come in the summer though. I feel like I got to go to Mackinac Island and do some northern Michigan stuff too. Like we can make a great itinerary for you. I promise.
All right, so we got calls coming in already. We got 4 on the board as we speak. But hang on one second because as we get to the top of the show, I have some topics to bring to the table, and that's what we're going to do here tonight. First of all, good luck to everybody who's traveling down for the Princess Half Marathon weekend that is coming up next weekend. So people are getting ready, packing their flat clothes to take down, sneakers, all the bib magnets, all the Mickey headbands, all the sweaty bands, all the good stuff to run in and the costumes and all that good stuff. So good luck. Scott and I won't be there this year. We spent all of our money out at Disneyland and at Marathon Weekend, but we're there with you in spirit. We'll be watching on social media, so have fun. That's a great weekend. So, Scott,
it's my favorite. It kills me that I'm not there. It's my favorite Run Disney weekend. It really is, but I love being there.
Okay, give one reason as to why it's your favorite weekend.
One is because it's kind of like where I come from, right? So here in Michigan, end of February, I am so over winter, even though it's actually this year not so bad, right? But traditionally speaking, I need to see something green. I need to see the sun. So that weekend just gets me so fired up for that, right? You know, like, hey, this like is a sign that spring is coming. I know the Flower and Garden Festival is not happening quite at that point, but I saw on social media today, which is usually true for this time of year, some of the topiaries start coming out. So you get a little taste of the festival without actually going through the festival. The weather is great. I mean, it's kind of like my goodbye to winter race weekend. You know, it's kind of the way I see it. It's just a lot of fun. I just love the atmosphere, a lot of empowerment with women. You know, I love my daughter, my wife, you know, so it's just a fun, like women's weekend. And I just love to be there out supporting all the ladies.
Yeah, we just had a couple of, I think last week, maybe the National Girls and Women's in Sports Day, which is an awesome day to celebrate, you know, all the achievements of women in girls in sports. Of course, we had Caitlin Clark breaking the record just a couple of days ago up in Iowa. We actually spoke to one of our listeners the night it happened. It was Thursday night. We were actually on the air right before it happened. I mean, minutes before it happened. So yes, that is a great empowerment weekend to be down there. And it's just you're right. I mean, it is just kind of like it gives you a taste of, when you're from a northern climate, it gives you that preview of spring. Like spring training started, but you come back home and it's still freezing. You know, like we have snow on the ground again. Sucker punch.
But I can handle it though. Like I can come back late February, early March and be like, okay, I only got a few more weeks. Like it brings hope. It's a hopeful weekend for me.
Yeah, they say about baseball, hope springs eternal. And getting down there and actually seeing green grass, like, okay, I can hold on. It's not just a myth. We're gonna make it.
And what's crazy, there are like spring training games. Like I'm pretty sure the Tigers have a game in Lakeland like next week, which is crazy. Which is close. I'm just saying. I'm not saying this because like, hey, I love my Detroit Tigers, but if you're close, I mean, if you're in Walt Disney World, it is not that far away. I think it's the closest one. Besides, like I think the Rays play now at Wide World of Sports, or they do like a handful of games. Someone does, right? I think.
No, I think the closest. I was talking to Frankie over at Cruise Line. He is a huge baseball fan, Red Sox fan, and we always talk baseball every time I call in to modify anybody's cruise line reservation. Just so you know. I always end up talking 15 minutes Red Sox spring training, and he always goes to all the games. But Detroit is the closest. There's one closer, and I'm trying to think who it is. It's it'll come to me.
Okay. But weren't the Rays playing games there last year? Someone was playing games on property.
I think there might be one or two, but I mean, there's not a lot. But it might be the Astros. Okay. Anyway, shout out to Kim, who's eating at Olivia's for the first time right now. Kim Taylor, you're winning. Gotta give you a bell on that. That's awesome. Here's a topic. I wanted to say one other thing, but now I forgot. Anyway, it was super important, but I guess
was it important, man? I'm sorry.
It must not have been. Okay, here's a topic I want to bring to the table tonight. I want to get your comments on. So give us a call on this at 407-413-9395. I was thinking about this today, and I was just curious where you would fall on this as a Be Our Guest podcast listener. What if, again, hypothetically, what if Disney came out this week and said that we are going to have an event at Walt Disney World, a new event, a hard ticket event. So we have all these hard ticket events. We have Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, the Christmas party. You got after hours events, so forth. We got about a hard ticket. And I'm talking a theme park event, like in a theme park. So one of the 4 parks. It is only for adults, no kids. Kids are not allowed. 18 and up only. Would you be for it or would you be against it? Why or why not? So 407-413-9395, 407-413-9395. You can also put comments in the chat because I would love to hear your thoughts because some of our listeners have kids, some don't. Even parents of kids might say, yes, I'll leave the kids at home. I mean, I just thought this would be something fun to talk about and get thoughts on. So would you support a hard ticket event where kids are not allowed? Scott and I were talking about this off the air before we started recording. We do have examples of where Disney already does this. So we don't want to kind of skew the talk here by giving too much information off the top. So we are going to kind of leave it there, but we did see some other stuff as we wait for the calls to come in. Scott, I saw that there were logs going down at Tiana's Bayou Adventure today. It's getting closer and closer.
Really? Get out. Okay. So I haven't been reading any news for today. That is, wow. That's closer than I would think. Because they say, so it's funny because they said summer 2024, and summer could mean a wide range of days. Sometimes it's Memorial Day weekend for Disney, even though summer really doesn't officially start till end of June. And I think I saw Ricky or someone posted a poll basically, or asking open up a form, when do you think it's actually going to open? My guess will be September. I think it's going to be the very end of summer, but hearing that flumes are going through, maybe it's going to be sooner than I think. Thematically,
they should nail the 4th of July because it is kind of an American type theme. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking about that. Go 4th of July weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's an American tale. You know what I'm saying? She's an American princess.
I guess a great question. And this is kind of how my mind thinks, when the business world is, how are the room reservations looking this summer? And if they're not looking that good, then that's going to be early, I think, or it's going to be around the time where the rooms aren't booked.
And Scotty Gardner is running for the board of the Disney company. So vote for him in the next election. All right. So we have lots of feedback in the chat. We're going to get to it. We have lots of comments rolling in on this comment about the adults only event. But we have our first call of the night. Hey, who's joining us? Thanks for calling in.
Hey, Mike and Scotty G. This is Brandon from West Virginia.
Hey, thanks for calling in out in the Mountaineer State. We appreciate it.
Yes, go Herd.
Right.
Well, I wanted to comment first on your all's topic and then ask for a huge favor from you two as Disneyland experts. So what would you like first?
Go for the topic first, and then we'll take your question. Okay. We'd love it.
All right. I support the idea of an adults only idea. My wife and I have done a couple of trips here in the summer without the kids, and it works at Disney, especially with parks like Epcot and being able to kind of take our time with the World Showcase. And I know with Disney's resources, they would have no problem pulling something like that off.
Sounds good.
I like it.
I'm with you. I'm not trying to give too much opinion yet because I want to get everybody's feedback and then I'll kind of give it at the end of the show. Great thoughts. Okay, Disneyland question. How can we help you?
Okay. Well, I'm trying to be a good husband and not be too bitter, but my wife is going out. She leaves Sunday for her first Disneyland trip ever without me.
Oh,
so we have to add that.
How's that happen?
She is traveling solo. Well, actually with a friend, one of her coworkers, and she is excited but also nervous as a first timer. Seasoned world traveler, but never out to the West Coast. So she is wanting some ideas of some of your all's can't miss or don't miss. I know it's she's there for I think 3 days in the park, so she has time to hit most of the big things, but she just wants some ideas of things that you guys as seasoned travelers would recommend not missing out there.
Okay, so let me let Scott take this because Scott was my Yoda to my Luke Skywalker back in the day a couple years ago. He taught me everything I know about Disneyland, so I feel like I'm semi-seasoned, but he taught me everything I know about it.
You're too kind, Mike. It's funny, Brandon. I get asked this question a lot, and sometimes I think it just depends on my mood. I wrote down 2 things right away, but last week I might have wrote down 2 different things right away. That's what's just amazing about Disneyland. First thing I wrote down was got to do the train. I know you got that train over at Magic Kingdom, which is spectacular, but there's a reason why you have to do the Disneyland train. I'm not going to say it on air right now, just to avoid a spoiler, but it's one of my favorite things at Disneyland Park is something that you see on the train for sure. So you got to do a whole loop, of the train. And then Mike, I'll throw it to you here in a second. But another thing I quick wrote down was beignets in New Orleans Square. I love getting the Mickey beignets in New Orleans Square. I love that outdoor area. Sometimes there's a musician playing outside too. It's just a cool atmosphere. So you definitely got to do some beignets in New Orleans Square.
So I would exactly say what he's saying, and it kind of echoing what the second point is focus on and this is kind of obvious, focus on the things you can't do at World. So you got to make sure when you jump into Fantasyland, You got it. And you might think I'm not going to do the Casey Jr. circus train because it's so tiny and it's so little, but it's one of those things it'll take 10, 12 minutes probably with the line and everything to do it. But it's such a Disneyland, like it's such like a 1960s kind of experience. And it's so Disneyland. And the storybook canal boats, they're so they stick with you months later when you're home. You'll remember that attraction. Alice in Wonderland, that attraction is so special, because you're riding on 2 stories throughout the attraction in Fantasyland. You get a cool view of the Matterhorn. The Matterhorn itself, the subs. Focus on the things you cannot do at World. And also snack, like don't worry about meals and don't worry about table service meals. At best do counter service and snack around. There's so many good snacks. Scott and I talked about this. Everybody will walk around with either a churro, a pickle. What's the third thing?
I like my corn personally. You don't see the corn as much, but I love my corn though.
People have 3 things in their hands: either corn or churro.
Popcorn too. I mean, the roasty toasties. But Brandon, I have a question for you. Is she going to both parks? Is she going to go to DCA at all?
She'll be going to both. She's going out with one of our friends from our agency for a work trip, quote unquote work trip, and they'll be staying at Disneyland Hotel, which is dream.
Awesome.
And I believe going to both parks.
Okay. Because the obvious one, if Mike knows that too, like we're going to say, you got to go to Radiator Springs. That is one of the coolest lands. I think Disneyland's Fantasyland is my favorite land in that area, just because of like just all the stuff you can do. It just takes you back to your childhood. But Radiator Springs, especially at night too, is just can't miss. And you just don't let, to Mike's point, like do the things that you can't do at World if you go to World a lot. And like you just can't possibly miss that if you're at Disneyland and DCA. And
like you said, real quick, Radiator Springs Racers is awesome. But I mean, like it's like I was telling Scott, we were out there. The thing I love Radiator Springs, like that's the only thing I've ever paid for a lightning lane is Radiator Springs Racers, and I've done it twice. And I am super cheap. It's hard for me to pay for something like that. It's super hard. I'm so tight. But I love Luigi's little whatever they're called, the little bitty cars, like because it's so dang cute, and especially at night when they do the little things, like you cannot miss those like little. Disneyland has so many of these like little charming things. So you got to do the little things. Like there's so many little things that are so awesome. Yeah.
Well, our son is a huge Cars fan. Anything with wheels, he loves it. So she plans on taking lots of videos and pictures of the Ka-Chow and all. And
Brandon, it sounds like we need to book a family trip though. We need a family trip out to Disneyland.
You need to go.
Exactly. That's on our bucket list. We're actually kind of using this year to check off a few. We have our first ever Disney cruise, so I may have to call back in a future show and ask for tips there in May. Well, just the 2 of us actually. We're going on the Wish. So we're excited for that, but that is our long-term goal, is to get the whole family out to Anaheim.
Love it.
I love that you're calling in. We got to keep talking because I am like knee deep in cruise because we're doing that's our next trip. We're going on the Fantasy in July. Just our family, just the 4 of us, and like we're super excited because like it's wild. It's weird for us to just have like not going with Scott's family. It's just going to be us 4, and we're going to a place we've never been. We've never been to the Eastern Caribbean. We've never been to Tortola and these places. So we're trying to figure out, like, we're going to zip line. We're going to rent Jeeps. So we're like right with you. We're trying to figure it all out. What do we want to do? So yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting though, isn't it though? Like I've been watching vlogs and tours of the Fantasy, even though I've been on the Fantasy. Like I've been wearing all my cruise line stuff again because I'm so pumped. And it's 136 days away. Oh, dude, I'm so excited. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, we're trying to stay. I mean, being like a research Disney nerd, I love all the vlogs and videos and your all's podcast about it. So I can't say I'm spoiler free, but this being our first time, we've gone on think never Disney, and from what you all say and others that we've talked to, Disney Cruise Line is a whole different thing. So we're beyond thrilled to finally get to experience and see what it's like.
Well, hey, don't be a stranger because we'll have lots to talk about here leading up to your cruise, and you got to get out to Disneyland too with the family, man. It's incredible.
Okay, I'll tell her that to bring back some magic. So we can,
in
use that.
Disneyland.
The thing is, she's gonna want to go back after like getting a taste of it too.
Exactly. 100%. Oh yeah.
Well, that's kind of my subversive plans. Like, all right, send her out there, get her. I mean, she's just as big a Disney fan as I am. So I will pass this podcast along to her to listen to on the plane from West Virginia out there next week, and she can go with you guys, giving your expert tips.
All right, we'll tell her to have a safe flight.
And one more thing, she's staying at a Disneyland hotel. Like, try to go to Trader Sam's, even if she doesn't drink, get like a non-alcoholic beverage. It's just a cool spot to hang out. So I really try to go to Trader Sam's one night too. That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you just told her, so I'll tell her. Listen to.
There we go.
And the Disneyland hotel has the coolest gift shop in the hotel itself. I love that gift shop. I mean, she'll see it immediately.
Well, hopefully I'll at least get a pin or a T-shirt.
No,
out of it.
You gotta get. You gotta.
I'm hoping you just get another trip out of it.
I'm saying you better get at least get a few shirts or something. Come on now.
Well, you start small with your demands and then you negotiate higher. Yeah, I don't want to because she could not even go out there and we'd still have the want to go out. But I feel like this is going to increase our saving to get out there.
Yeah, no.
Again, for her and for the first time for the rest of us.
You'll be hooked. Yeah, this will be the start of something great. No, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the call. And like I said, don't be a stranger. We got lots to talk about.
Enjoy the Wish too coming up.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
See you guys. Bye. Bye.
All right.
Alan in the chat, like the Pixar hotel looks really good. Like, so like the old Paradise Pier Hotel was never anything like that was on my radar at Disneyland, but having gone with Jared and Stacy, we went to like the new restaurant, the Great Maple. We got to see the new lobby and everything. Like, it looks good. Like, I might add that to my list of places to stay now. And
I'm super pumped to stay there, and I'm even more super pumped to eat at that restaurant, the Maple.
Yeah, dude, that was good. I liked it. It was like I think I told you about it, right? It was an all-day menu. So breakfast for dinner,
everything on the menu like is up my alley. Like, bring it. Yeah, totally. All right, we have our next call at 407-413-9395. Who's joining us?
Hi, Mike. It's Trisha.
Hi, Trisha. What's up? How's St. Louis treating you? At least it got warmer today.
Yeah, we're currently poolside at the Holiday Inn.
Nice. What part of town are you in?
We're right next to the convention center.
You're downtown. So, okay, I got to ask you real quick. What was the verdict on emos with Provel cheese?
We had two. The barbecue chicken was funky. I don't recommend that, but we ate the meat lovers pizza, and that was 5.
Okay. It was both. Did they have Provel? Both of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're brave. Okay, good. You got it. Okay, so that's all right. 50%'s not bad, I guess. I'm glad you like it. Kind of.
So I guess I'm a minority because I both liked it and didn't like it, which I heard it's either you love or you hate it.
That's what I've always heard. I mean, I'm from St. Louis. I like it because they've shoved Provel cheese down my face since I was probably 18 months. So I've known nothing different. So, it's probably like, are you natively from Wisconsin?
Yeah.
So have you been given cheese curds?
Cheese.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you guys probably had cheese curds your whole life. Like when I went up there when we went for cheerleading, I couldn't eat enough cheese curds. I was just like, bring them. I'd never had them.
I mean, I think when you're born, the nurse comes into the hospital room with cheese curds, right?
Oh, God.
Isn't that how that works?
Oh, God. Squeaky cheese.
Yes, that's exactly how it is, Scotty. I remember from when my daughter was born.
See?
The cat has it. He's up there.
And just for the record, I am a big fat no on the St. Louis pizza. Mike knows it. We still like each other, but yeah, I'm a no on the St. Louis pizza.
I mean, it's I tweeted a thing yesterday. Sometimes you can disagree and still be friends. It's fine. That's how it is. All right. So Trisha, what's on? Let me ask you first. Our question of the night, because you have a daughter, 10 years old, big Disney fan. Would you support Disney having an event at the parks that is adults only?
Absolutely.
I'll be taking a big swig of soda.
I know. Mike almost spit out his drink there. I almost had to
I thought she was gonna say no, and then she was all enthusiastically yes.
Yeah, that was a no-brainer. How about you elaborate a little bit? So why was that an easy question to answer?
because I don't need to be around a whiny kid at like 3 p.m. I don't like to swim, but we have to take swim breaks every single day, and that always ends up being her favorite part of the trip. So I always wonder, why do I even bother buying park tickets? And she's not an adventurous eater, and I am. So it would be nice to do an event. And one of the things that when you were asking like about ideas, I think they should do a coast to coast crossover adult event where they bring foods from Disneyland to one of the parks in maybe like Magic Kingdom, and then they take foods that are only found in Magic Kingdom out to Disneyland.
Oh man,
I like it. That'd be a good. Oh, I love that idea, and it's also very marketable too, because you get a little taste of the West Coast to the East Coasters who are not exposed to that. Maybe they like that. They want to get out to the West Coast. I mean, it's actually kind of a little ploy to get people to get outside their comfort zone too, beyond just the obvious. Huh.
Or for those of us who like the red wagon corn dogs and haven't been to Disneyland in a while, it would give us a chance to get one again.
Or, like they could sell the bags of those cinnamon chips from El Rancho del Zocalo. You know what, too? I don't know.
I could book a flight tonight if that was the case.
Oh, so have you guys been watching? I don't know if you guys even know this, but on social media over the last like 5 days, they have gone nuts with these chocolate chip cookies at Harbor Galley at Disneyland. Now they had these when we were out there over a half marathon weekend, and I saw them because I got a bowl of clam chowder one night, and I could have got cookies, and I thought those look kind of good. They
weren't they sold out though? I think they were out when you were there.
It was like super late. It was almost 10 o'clock. And so they were out for the night, but you didn't have to wait in line. They weren't like high demand, I don't think, at that point. There was no lines for them. But like now, holy cow, there was a line from like the Harbor Galley. I mean, it was down to like Pirates.
Yeah.
It was so apparently these are like the new hotness. But yeah, I love this crossover idea though. Bring like the top 10 from Disneyland to world to Disneyland. Oh my goodness, Trisha, you just made $1 million idea.
They're gonna have Gideon's cookies over there instead. That's what it'll be.
Oh man,
I have to say, I'm a big fan of the Matterhorn macaroons. I know not everyone likes coconut, but I would love to have one of those cookies again from that bakery that's on Main Street in their Disneyland area.
The Jolly Holiday. Yep.
Yeah.
Those are good. I'm not a coconut person either, and those are really good. I think if we did this event, I think people at Walt Disney World would benefit more, because I think there's more like, at least when I think about like unique snacks and offerings, I think there's more at Disneyland. So the Disneyland people are like, well, give us back our stuff we want. If that event happened, right?
I agree too. I agree.
Maybe they could pull from like Yak and Yeti or like Santuli Canteen. Maybe we don't stay just in Magic Kingdom then.
Yeah.
They
have the spring rolls, like the spring roll cart.
Yeah, spring rolls maybe. Seem like they'd have those. Maybe not.
I don't know if they have them at Disneyland. They must, but I don't recall ever seeing them. So I like this crossover like hot food item idea you have going on there, Trish. I really do.
And that is super easy to do. That's so easy to pull off.
And they could come up with like a cool design, because you got to have merchandise, like what's a big event without merchandise? So you got to have like a cool pin, a cool shirt.
You got to have a spirit jersey.
Yeah. The logo could be sweet, where you like kind of cross like the Walt Disney World and Disneyland logo together.
We are Disney. Here it is. Just call Trisha. I mean, cut her in. Come on.
Hey, she's staying at a Holiday Inn. That would know what they say. Like, you can do anything when you stay at a Holiday Inn.
That's right. I just stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Where did you come up with the idea? Are you like this great marketing genius? No, I stayed at a Holiday Inn last night in St. Louis.
Honest to God, that's the truth. That is. Well, hey, so what's on the agenda? You guys do anything around town tomorrow?
We have tickets to the Blues game.
Oh, nice. Cool. They're playing pretty well right now. Who they playing? They played Edmonton the other night. Who they playing?
Well, they're playing the Toronto Maple Leafs, but we
Ooh.
have a divided household. So I will be wearing my Blues jersey, and my daughter and husband will be wearing their Toronto Maple Leafs jersey.
Ooh.
I have a rule. It's never wrong to root against the Canadian hockey team. Because I have no problem with Canadian hockey teams because it's their sport. But it's also not wrong to root against the Blues. So there you go.
Maybe it'll be a tie.
Hopefully,
because that can still happen.
I don't know. They do shootouts.
well, I think whoever the winning team is, they get to decide where we go for dinner. So
There you
I
go.
like that. I like that idea. Sometimes actually, if my team, sometimes I don't want to make that decision though. So I rather just like, I would like, if my team wins, you have to decide where we go to dinner,
That is a good point.
It sounds like it'll be a good day for sure.
Yes. Let's go Blues.
I hope so. Right.
All right. Well,
Thanks for
Tricia,
taking my call.
yep. Tell the family we said hello and have fun in St. Louis.
Right. Thanks.
All right. We'll see you later. All right. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Alrighty, 407-413-9395, 407-413-9395. Always fun when folks enjoy.
We have a
it.
Publix sub question though. I just seen in the chat.
And here it
When
is.
you
Right
get your subs, do you have them made fresh? Yeah, like me and Mike go up there and we like, yeah, I don't know if they make pre ones or not, but we just go up to the counter basically and order the sandwich. Mike and I are known for getting a chicken tender one, so we get a hot sandwich. But yeah, I mean they make it like right there in front of us. I think you can do like mobile orders too, where you can order on the app or on their website ahead of time too. But yeah, it's a good sub. I'm a big fan of the pub sub.
They're huge too, so be careful. You can probably get away with like half a sub. If you
Yeah. If you do a whole one, that's 2 meals.
They're gigantic. And I mean, we eat a lot, and they're huge. I mean, they're so good. So getting back to the topic, would you support an adults only event in the theme parks where kids are not allowed? So 407-413-9395. Here's some of the feedback we're getting in the live chat. Let's see here. Ashley says, is the mom of a 1-year-old? Yes, please, she says. Krista says, Krista's got a question. We'll get to that in a second. Kim Taylor, who's a great cast member, shoots PhotoPass for everybody down at Walt Disney World. They need to do a retro Epcot event. Bring back Inventions music, Captain EO. I'd pay hundreds just to see and hear that in the park again. That'd be a good adults only event. Because kids might not appreciate that. Some kids would though.
Some kids would, like the one they're living that's right next door to me, right here.
Yeah, your daughter, like Ella, but like she's an adult now, but like she'd appreciate that like when she was like 14, like Ella Layton, Dr. Todd's daughter.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but they're like smart kids. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like kind of smart, like really different type kids that would get that. Krista says a huge yes to that idea. I pay good money to attend that event. Andrew says some parents behave worse than their kids, so it's a toss-up.
I liked that answer a lot. That's kind of where my mind went originally, honestly.
And let's see here. Ashley says even more of a reason to bring the grandparents.
So you haven't asked my thoughts. So that's kind of where I'm leaning like with Ashley, because like depending on like your kid's age, like you just can't do it because like your kid could be like 6 and 8 and you just can't leave them alone, where like now with Emily being 16, yeah, we can leave her, or she can go to like another park, that might be open. It depends on what time of day this is too, I guess. But so that's one thing to consider, because like you might need to bring help to watch your kids, and that could be a problem.
Yep. And then here's another good point from Deanna over on Facebook. Only if it doesn't affect regular park hours for the kids. If I saw Little Princess crying because she's getting kicked out of the park at 7 p.m., she says she'd feel terrible, or she'd feel bad. So yeah. And Howard says over on YouTube, as long as the event was held in Epcot, he'd support an adults only event.
I think that's where it would have to almost be. I mean, it'd be fun though, like date night in the Magic Kingdom, adults only in Magic Kingdom, like, bring your, I mean, it doesn't have to be your significant other, obviously, like you just have a group of friends that just want to go, so, but yeah, I mean, it sounds fun. I think, but I'm with the mindset. I think any kind of special after hours event is fantastic. Like Mike, I love those after hours events at like Magic Kingdom in particular, but like if we could bring on more of those, like I think that's just great. I mean, if they're not going to have like the crazy extra magic hours that they used to have where parks were open till 2, sometimes 3, you remember those days, right, Mike, to 3 in the morning, why not have a paid after hours event for those that are willing to pay for it? But I agree. That's something I miss, man. Don't you miss those 3 a.m.?
Because the thing is, like, you know, that was 15, almost 20 years ago at this point, and we still talk about it to this day, being in the Magic Kingdom that late. Because you would watch, I mean, back in those days, you'd watch the fireworks, then watch Spectrum Magic, and my God, you would still go for 5 more hours after that, riding rides.
It's crazy.
It was nuts.
Oh, man.
And even before that, they had those things, and I don't even know, I think this was even before you were going down, but they were called e-ticket night. Yeah. Where you would spend, I think it was like $7. They were so cheap. You would buy like $7 e-ride nights. I think it was what it was called. You would get a wristband for like $7 and you would get 2 hours, and they'd only have like 7 or 8 rides open, but it was all e-ticket rides. And you just go for like 2 extra hours, and that was it. I don't even think you had to be a resort guest. You just had to go buy the band. Yeah, it was just nuts. It was kind of a precursor to the extra magic hours. Anyway, Stephanie says last time she was in Epcot, she heard adults say this is no place for a child. So there you go. See what else do we have? We had a question though so let's get this question here while we're waiting. Again, 407-413-9395. You want to give us a holler. Krista says, hey, BOGP family, I successfully registered for the Halloween 10K. Woohoo! I'd have liked to have done that, but I didn't. What is a great sit-down restaurant for a celebration dinner? I've done Lamplight Lounge and Blue Bayou before, so I'm looking for some different options. I say the Maple Place is an option. What's it called? I keep forgetting the name. Maple.
I think it's just called Great Maple. I mean, it might have like something like after, but I just call it Great Maple.
Yeah, that's what Dr. Young's calling it too. Great Maple. That's at the Pixar Pier Hotel. But that's, you know, that's just something this came off the top of my head just because it's got my kind of food. What would you say?
It's tough because like there's not much sit down at Disneyland. So I kind of struggle with that sometimes. And she's already done 2 of my favorites, Lamplight and Blue Bayou. I do like Carthay Circle. We recently did the lounge there, Mike, when we were there, and the lounge is very cool. I will say like Elizabeth didn't care for it that much because it was a lot of small plates. So you want to do a lot of like ordering and then just taking like little bites of things and trying a whole lot of things, which I like to do in that. And she did end up liking it. The food was pretty good. There were some hit or miss items that we had, but the actual restaurant I think is fantastic. You know, if you've done Lamplight and Blue Bayou, you know, those are kind of, I wouldn't say like high end, but they're you know, they're nice restaurants, and that's the way Carthay Circle is set up to be too. I think that's a great celebration meal. I did that for my first half marathon actually at Disneyland. We celebrated at Carthay Circle for lunch shortly after that, and I think that'd be a great way to do it for sure.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I wasn't a huge fan of the small plates because I'm more of like I'm like an Olivia's kind of guy.
Yeah,
right?
That's why the restaurant is, because the restaurant would be like full on.
Yeah, I would rather do the restaurant side. So I'd like to try that. The place where we had pizza was pretty good.
Oh, Naples in downtown. Yeah, I mean, Naples is
a good pizza place. But I mean, like after running a race, like a pizza tastes good. That was really good pizza.
Naples is good. I liked. We went to you didn't go to this, but for this last time, mine and Emily's half marathon celebration was at I think it's called the Craftsman Grill or something like that at the Grand Californian. I will say, I mean, they had a good menu, but that was more like good for cocktails. I felt like that was like a cool place to hang out because you got like an open bar area with the pool right there. That was like a good, like, hey, we did this race, let's have a cocktail or some type of refreshment, but maybe not necessarily have your dinner there. But that could be a good spot too, potentially, for like right after the race. But yeah, there's not much for sit down at Disneyland. That's why I'm leaning heavily towards Carthay Circle. Like I'm kind of jealous or kicking myself that we didn't book the restaurant, that we did the lounge instead, not knocking the lounge because I thought it was great. But yeah, I really want to get back there. So Carthay is going to be my number one answer for you.
The lounge did have a cool vibe though. Like I enjoyed the vibe. I mean, it totally felt like I was like sitting inside the Tower of Terror, or like I was in some.
Oh yeah. The lounge. It was great. It's great for having to drink, but if you want like a full on dinner,
yeah, that was what it was. Like I was kind of hungry, kind of not, but I mean, it wasn't what I was expecting for. Like if you want to eat, it's not good for eating. Like for like eating. but like our server was great. Like he almost like was playing a role. Like it felt like to me because he was very. It wasn't just serving. He was almost like he kind of played like a 1930s kind of character almost.
Well, it was great. We had another group of friends like Jody, Lonnie, Jeff. I mean, we had like a whole nother group that was there, and Ben and all them like on the other side, and he was also their server. So he was like kind of having fun with both of us, even though we weren't sitting together. So shout out to him. And you had a question for him too, Mike, about like your hotel and like he just knew the whole property like really well, and he gave us that interesting Matterhorn tidbit too, if you remember.
Absolutely. He was great. But it was the atmosphere in that place was just second to none. So definitely check it out. If especially if we just want to drink in like just like one app, great place to go. All right, we have a question actually over on Instagram too from Chrissy Pickens. She says, staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, just spending the evening at the Magic Kingdom. So they're at the Magic Kingdom. They're staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, trying to turn her husband into a Disney lover like me. We get that question all the time. Best restaurant for a great steak dinner. So going to be at the Magic Kingdom, but they're staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Jico has a great steak.
Yeah, they do. It's fantastic.
And if you want to have one back at your hotel, God, Jico is a great place for a steak. It's got the mac and cheese on top.
I mean, it's a signature restaurant, so just know that it's. But most great steaks that you're going to get is going to be at a signature restaurant. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's
But yeah, I love the steak at Animal Kingdom Lodge. So I think you can't go wrong there with Jico. Plus, you can get like you can order like the side mac and cheese. Like there's always debate. Like, is it on the menu? Is it not on the menu? Like I've been able to order it every time. So like knock on wood that it would still be there when you go there. But if you like a good, like nice cheesy mac and cheese, I know it sounds weird, steak and mac and cheese, but trust me, it goes really well together.
What about if you didn't? I'm trying to think of a place because you just mentioned like the signature places. So of course, Yachtsman would be a killer place to get a steak over at Yacht Club.
Yeah.
I've never eaten there. I've yet to go there.
I like it, but I'm gonna go with a non-signature.
That's what I'm trying to think of.
And this is gonna be a really funny answer because you think of Walt Disney World and you throw out the signatures. Where's the best place to get a steak? I'm actually going to say Mama Melrose because they have this strip steak that is just unbelievably great. I don't know what it is.
You do like that steak. I know you like that steak.
Dude, and like, I mean, what got me to order it, honestly, was because if you do the Fantasmic dining package, it's basically like a prefix. You know, you get like your dessert, your appetizer, and your entree. It's all one price. So I'm like, well, I'm going to get the most expensive item here. Let's try the steak. And I think you were with me the first time I had it, Mike. I think you did the same thing. And like, we both kind of looked at each other, like we're like cutting it in. We look up at each other like, this is good.
I know.
And I get it every time now. It is so good. So that's a good non-signature steak, I'd say.
And Andrea is saying Steakhouse 71. That's a good place that is non-signature. It is a great restaurant. It's got a lot of good options besides just the steak. It's got a lot of good sides, got a lot of good drinks, great atmosphere for the Disney fan.
Yeah, was the Magic Kingdom thing too, like only because they're only going to Magic Kingdom? So I may have given an answer that might not work if Hollywood Studios is not in their plans. I don't know.
They're staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, but they're going to the Magic Kingdom that day. So I'm trying to work.
Yeah,
but
so
that's
not going to work.
Well, they can do it maybe a different day. But yeah, Andrew brings up, you could just take the monorail over, or walk. I mean, especially if it's a nice day. Yeah. And that's a great place too.
I like William's answer too, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course, the boathouse. Again, the signature. Yeah, remember that. But I mean, because they got
signature though. I mean, I guess maybe I don't know.
It is considered signature, but I mean, what's that? They have it's Gibson or something.
It's like a Gibson is like this great Chicago like steakhouse brand.
Yeah.
And that's where like their meat comes from. But what I love at Boathouse, it's not an actual steak, but I love those filet sliders. You only get like 2 of them, but they go a long way and they are incredibly great.
Yes, because
it's a good value too.
That's why I get it. See, look at that. See, that's one of the cheapest things on the menu, and those stinking things are awesome. Those things are so good, and you get those truffle fries. I think they're truffle fries.
Yeah.
I'll give you one warning for Boathouse. If you get the salad at the Boathouse, that salad is gigantic. I think it's a wedge salad.
Yeah.
You had that?
I think so. I've
get it.
I've probably had it most of the menu there by now, but
holy cow, that thing is enormous. Like it came out one time. I mean, it's like a garden. But I'm not a quitter, so I tried to eat it, man. It was man. my stomach said, please don't ever do that again. Like, I mean, roughage for days.
And like Be Our Guest actually has a pretty good steak. We're actually going to go there for our spring break trip because it's been a while. The problem is like they've turned into signature now. So remember when Be Our Guest first opened, Mike? Like, remember at lunch you could like get those sandwiches? Do you remember that?
Dude, I have not been there since like it opened.
Yeah, it was crazy because it used to be like at lunch, it was like counter service at lunch.
Yes,
which was like the hack because like
it should have stayed like that.
I know because you would get those. I actually liked those sandwiches you would get. Then they would roll around like the dessert cart and whatnot. Like it was super cool.
They had a great strawberry shortcake cupcake.
Yeah,
heavenly there.
That was when like Disney started changing their cupcakes to be like how do I eat like how because like you couldn't figure out how they like to undo the wrapper like on the bottom. Like it was like always like a science experiment. I always had to give it to Elizabeth to figure out. But not that this is what we're talking about, but it looks like we have no call, so it just came to my mind. But like I really miss that counter service meal because it was pretty inexpensive. You got a great sandwich, you got those fries and like a dessert. You got to actually go inside the restaurant and not have to pay like an arm and a leg like you would at dinner. So you got to pick your room. Because like if you go at dinner time, they like it's pre-selected, like, oh, you're gonna be in the main dining or like in the West Wing or whatever. I don't think is it the West Wing or like I don't even know. I'm like making stuff up now.
I think it is.
But then you could actually pick your room, which was so nice. And like it bums me out that it went to like signature all day now because I feel like less people now get to experience that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a bummer.
Wait, do you know what he means?
I was Wade on the call. Wait, how long has Wade been here? And I just like ran.
I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry right now. I can't really think.
Wait, did you ever do the counter service lunch and Be Our Guest?
What's that, Scott?
Did you ever do the counter service at Be Our Guest? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, never did it. I've eaten dinner there twice, and it was always the prefix meal. We looked at it one time, and then I think we were like, we'll go, somewhere else. The boys were a little bit like, nah, skip it. So just done dinner there.
Yeah, and I like dinner. So it's like Mike is saying he hasn't been there since like 2013 or 14 or whenever the heck it opened, and we've been there like it was like 4 or 5 years ago. So I'm excited. Sometimes you got to bring things back in the rotation. So I'm excited to try it next month over spring break.
I like that you're doing that you're going back and because I've just not gone there forever. I need to.
Sometimes you got to check in on some old friends, see how they're doing, make sure they're doing things right.
You have to. It might, it might be great. Yeah, I probably haven't been there since 2015 or 16. I think was the last time.
God,
so
that's a decade.
It's time to revisit it.
That's a long time. That's probably for me too, though. That's a long time,
right?
So how's skiing going? I know that you've been on the mountain.
Been skiing, back home. It was great. The snow there is fantastic. It's funny, we have no snow on the ground in Nebraska. Ton of snow in the mountains, which is always good because the snow melt runs downhill. So that's always good. Got to fill up the rivers and lakes.
Yes.
But
well, you got Hawaii coming up now, don't you? Like next weekend?
Yeah, Hawaii next weekend. So from one extreme to the other.
Amazing.
Yeah, be there for work for part of the time. Yeah, but it's really fun because part of work is golfing and things like that. The tough part of work. But it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it.
So I don't know if you caught earlier, topic of the night. Would you support an adults only event at Walt Disney World?
I would. And it's funny because there was an event at Disneyland before my time. Before our time, back in the late 50s, called Date Night at Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
And it was to attract, it was really a little bit, advertising to attract young couples to come enjoy Disneyland after dark, which Disneyland was a day park when it first opened. And they wanted to attract people to come in the evening, see fireworks, which is really where the fireworks got to start there. And I think it was like $6 for a couple to get in, which is pretty crazy. And you got 10 attractions, and there was a big band playing, and couples were encouraged to dress up. Now they didn't say kids couldn't go, but no parents were taking their kids to date night at Disneyland, right?
Right.
So it's historically been done, which is pretty cool. And then they stopped it, I think, 3 or 4 years later, and they've had different events, grad nights, things like that. But I think it'd be great. And 2 kids that are now young adults. So please don't, parents out there like, oh my gosh, how dare you take away from the kids. If it was an evening event, and I picture a little bit like, the Wine and Dine after party is an evening event. It's a lot of adults because first of all, it's so late, and, parks used to be open till 2 or 3 a.m. That goes till 1 a.m. or so. It's a lot of fun. And that's nothing against kids. Like I said, I've grown up, my kids have gone to Disney every year of their life pretty much. But how much fun would it be if it was really catered towards that and at Epcot? Or, I could see the Magic Kingdom would be kind of fun too. I know there's obviously a lot of things for kids there, but it'd be kind of fun.
I love the analogy to the Wine and Dine after party. Because that is exactly what it feels like. Because I think Emily went once because she did the half and she was under 18, so she still got her ticket. Right. But you're right. I feel like that's like 98% like adults, and that is a lot of fun. You're right. You're right, Wade. Like that is a blast.
Yeah, they've got the music's playing all around World Showcase. They've got the Adventurers Club. The folks are there. Attractions are open. Food, a lot of adult beverages. So and my kids have gone to that, right? They've gone to that, but they were a little older when they did. I can't imagine, kid being 5. There are kids there. Don't get me wrong, but I think it'd be a lot of fun if it was marketed that way. DJs, you got some bands, playing different areas. It'd be a lot of fun. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I'm
not the master of selling the park twice. So,
I do exactly. That's what I was thinking. Like they would love to do this because they could sell another hard ticket event party. You know what I'm saying? And like adults have the income. You know what I'm saying? Like this is where the people have the money. But the thing is, like, I'm not trying to say in any form or fashion like that this would be, like New Orleans on, like Mardi Gras, French Quarter, like a drunken brawl. You know what I'm saying? This is still civilized. Not a. No big ruckus, just an adult event, like instead of having the normal background loops, like you said, kind of like a New Year's Eve at Epcot, instead of the normal music, you have party music. It's a party event for 3 or 4 hours and everybody's having a good time and, kind of thing like that. You're right. It has its roots back to the 60s at Disneyland.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be a lot of fun. It'd be a blast. I'd go, I guess my kids are eligible to go now since they're both over 2018.
What's the price point on this now?
This would probably be over $100 for a few hours.
I think it's north of that. I think it's like 150, like 149 or something. And then hopefully you don't need theme park admission. No, this is just because how they do that sometimes. 149 plus theme park admission. No, it would because it's a hard ticket. So I think it's priced at 149 at Epcot, and then it's like 175 at Magic Kingdom because there's more like attractions or something. I don't know.
Right.
It's getting a lot. I think people would pay it. I'm not saying like that's what I want it to be. I'm just thinking like the business mind of me. Like I think it would still be. I think it'd be pricey.
Yeah, for sure.
Exclusivity sells. Sure. Higher price, fewer people.
Yeah, it's still sell out.
I know. You're right. Look at the races.
I like what William's saying though, and like Wade kind of hit on it too. Like, how about some bands? Some live music because that's something I miss. Like when you walk by Morocco, you see the Morocco players, and like in Canada, like we keep drawing to Epcot, but like you can put a live band in Magic Kingdom or any of the parks, like I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I was thinking like what Universal does because they bring in live bands and like name bands for certain times of the year for festivals. But so does Walt Disney World though, right? For like Flower and Garden and for Food and Wine, there has beens. You know what I'm saying, like Taylor Dane and. I don't know. They had Boys to Men, but like bring in a contemporary artist. I'm not saying they could bring in Taylor Swift, but you could bring in, I don't know, insert somebody that's, like a C-level act to the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, some of those bands that they have at Wine and Dine or Flower and Garden. Even have at Epcot, they've got the stages, right? They've got the stages to do it.
Yeah,
all around Epcot, all around World Showcase.
Well, they had a great stage there next to Fountain of Nations before they knocked that down. That'd have been great because where they used to do that stuff, like with like Spaceship Earth in the background. Yeah.
Right.
I don't even think you have to bring in like a big act because I think live music just is like just awesome on its own. When you just say live music, like anyone that's like talented enough to pick up an instrument and play, like is great. And just think about the cast members they have. Like you can find that all around Walt Disney World, from like the Jammers to like the Voices of Liberty. Like you can find people that sing, can play. I'm sure people have like guitar backgrounds, so they could be like almost like a cover band or something, and I think that would still draw, and then you don't have to pay like a ridiculous amount to get a big act in. So I think any kind of live music.
Yeah, you throw Mulch, Sweat, and Shears, get that band back together.
Oh my God!
Some of those guys are in the Spasmatics, with the Spasmatics, which there's different Spasmatics around the country, but they're a blast if you've never seen them. They sometimes play at Disney Springs, and they are so much fun. It's all 80s, and it's they're all kind of dressed up like 80s nerds, and they get up there and they just rock out, and they're a blast.
Oh, see, we're on to something here.
Right.
I just think, but the whole thing. Here's the other thing you got to watch though. Because as soon as Disney does this, and this is just the world we're living in today, right? And you got to try to see things from like the 18,000 angles that everything has to, you got to look at everything nowadays. Look at the Twitter headline, right? Disney hates kids. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because tell me that would not be the immediate, like Inside the Magic headline.
Well, the Magic is a joke,
or they are a joke. But I mean, like you could see like other places going there, right? Like Disney's finally lost it. Like they're having events without kids. They're anti-family. They're this, they're that. So would it be worth their pain in the rear end to do something like this? You know what I'm saying? Like for the PR hit. Because people always spin stuff. I don't know. Like it sounds like it'd be a lot of fun, but then again, people are buttheads sometimes and would spin it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're right. No, there would be a group that would just, many people that would want to spin it that way, say that. And, again, maybe you can't say, oh, geez, you're not 18, you can't come in. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you let them in, but, you do something from late at night. It would attract more. You call it something, a name. But, hey, if somebody wants to bring their 12-year-old, I guess, right?
This is just me being like this is just me not knowing that much about Universal, but like the Hollywood Horror Nights, is that like an age restriction thing too? Like that's not adults, only like teenagers can go to that, right? I'm guessing. Or do we know?
I think teens can go to that.
Yeah, that's Hugh. He's gone to it a couple times. I think there might be an age limit, but I don't know what it is. It could be like
it's probably like 13 and over, because I can see like teenagers like in the haunted houses, but I feel like Universal kind of does something like that too. Again, they're not like Disney, right? That's like the family, even though Universal is families too. But I feel like Universal wouldn't get as blasted as you're saying, like as Disney would. With
Disney's like Disney. I mean, Disney's more Americana wholesome than Universal, right, just because of I think just the cultural tie-ins.
Right. Yeah. True.
It's interesting.
It's a good thought. It'd be kind of fun. I think it's a great topic of discussion.
What if they did that at Disney Springs? Wouldn't that be crazy? Like a adult night at Disney Springs. Like we keep talking about theme parks, but like, with like all the restaurants and bars, like, I mean, that would be tougher because like, everybody going to say like Disney Springs closes at 7 tonight to like all guests, but like that could be an interesting thing too.
Now you're talking because now as you do it. So what he's saying, he's calling it Pleasure Island is what it was back in the day, right. And that was awesome. Pleasure Island was the jam. I loved Pleasure Island. It was so cool.
Oh, I did too.
Oh, it was awesome.
It was. I mean,
dude, you just call Pleasure Island.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I never went to Pleasure Island, so maybe this is like a dream of mine now.
Pleasure Island was so great. Yeah, he just nailed it. That's what Pleasure Island was.
Yeah, what was it? Seven bars, nightclubs, something like that. New Year's Eve every night. Fireworks at midnight.
Yep. You went out in the streets, fireworks, countdown, and then you went back to your club. The comedy club, the 80s club, the Adventurers Club.
It is. I've heard about this. This is unfortunate that I missed this. Yeah.
The Boot Scooting Club. Man, it was wild. It was so cool.
What was the dance one? It was like this floor rotating.
Mannequins.
It was like, spinning floor. Mannequins. Yeah. Yeah.
Dang, yeah, I really missed out.
8 tracks was my jam. I loved 8 tracks.
8 tracks was cool too. I did too. Loved it. Absolutely. I went one time. Full disclosure, I was one time. But we were there the whole night.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
Some of our group had way too much fun. So, but it was fun.
It was a good time. And that thing would thrive right now. I know that there was a lot of trouble. Like, I mean, anytime you have that kind of bar, like scene, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you had a ton of people drinking a ton. You had a ton of people drinking a ton. So I know, and locals came out and just overwhelmed it. But God, that'd be so fun to have back. And I mean, I'm 50 now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even in the demographic that it's made for, but it was so fun.
But it'd
I
be
love
fun.
this comment by William. Like Shaq and Penny Hardaway, Orlando Magic alum, would be in there at mannequins. That's amazing. I love it.
It was wild, man. Anyway. Well, hey, Wade, it's good to talk to you.
You got a wristband, and anyway, it was a lot of fun. Yep.
Well, hey, thanks for calling in. We love talking to you.
Hey guys, good to chat with you. Have a great rest of the evening, and we'll talk to you soon.
All righty, talk to you later. All right, bye-bye.
Mike, it sounds like the verdict is with the listeners tonight that they're thumbs up. They're thumbs up on the all adults.
They are. Let's get one more call because we got one more on the board, and then we're gonna wrap it up. All right, we have our final call tonight. Hey, who's joining us?
Hey, my name is Amanda. I'm calling in from Saratoga Springs, New York.
Hey, I thought you were going to say Saratoga Springs, Walt Disney World.
Yeah, Saratoga Springs, New York. It sounds good too.
You're the real deal.
That's what people always say. I'm so glad to chat with you guys.
Hey, we're glad to talk to you. Been waiting for you all night. So where you been?
She's been in Saratoga Springs, Mike. That's where she's been.
So what's going on?
I feel like I'm going on a trip that you guys would want to go on. So I leave Tuesday. I'm going on a solo adult trip. Going to Coronado Springs, and I'm running my first Run Disney event.
Congratulations. And that's a great place to go for a solo trip and for a Run Disney event. You're doing it. When I go for a solo trip and a Run Disney event, I stay at Coronado Springs.
That's where you just were for Marathon Weekend, Mike.
Yeah, exactly. You're 3 for 3. That's perfect.
What distances are you running, Amanda?
I'm just doing the 5K this time, but I already feel like I'm ready to set a bigger goal and run a bigger race next year.
I mean, I think a 5K is a great place to start. So it sounds like this might be your first Run Disney race too. So no better race to start, I think, than a Princess 5K. So I'm loving it.
Yeah, I've run races before, but I figured for my first Run Disney event, which I know can be a lot, this would be a good place to start. I am a little worried, all the groups that I'm in, it seems like it's a little hard to run that race. I would love if you guys could give me some insight into that. Is it truly just like tons of people and hard to get around? Do most people just walk?
I run that race every year, and I run it in a hot dog costume. You can run a 5K. Yeah, you can run.
You might have to do a little weaving, at the start.
You got to get through. Yeah.
But you can find some open space for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And have you both done the Dobie Challenge?
Yes.
We've both done it many times.
Several. We have several under our belt. Yes.
Wow. So any suggestions for post-race celebration lunch?
Post-race celebration lunch.
Oh man! So are you going to a theme park at all, or maybe like we're looking at a resort or Disney Springs, maybe?
I mean, I'll do anything. I'm an annual pass holder, and I was planning to go to Magic Kingdom that day, but I'm open.
What are you thinking, Mike? Post-race celebration?
Well, because here's the thing with the 5K is that you're going to be done so early. You're going to have time to go back to your hotel, get a shower. And you'll still be able to rope drop a park if you want, because you'll be back. Early, yeah, the 5K is done so soon. So, man, for lunch, I'm more worried about breakfast, but for lunch, if you're going to the Magic Kingdom and you're solo, where would I get lunch if I was at something like to really treat myself?
I like what Wade is saying. It's kind of where I was kind of heading. To do like a Boma where it's like it's not technically brunch, but you're gonna find some unique items and you're gonna just stuff yourself with so many great food items. So I like the Boma call, honestly.
Or what about
maybe like a character meal, like a Crystal Palace?
That's what I was thinking at the Magic Kingdom.
Like a Crystal Palace, like
yeah.
Now that might be a tough one to get.
One of my favorite things to do is get my. Yeah, I love getting my photo taken with characters with my medal. I got to show off that bling, right? So I like the character meal celebration, and Crystal Palace is one of my favorites. Mike knows that I love going there. So I like that call at Crystal Palace.
That'd be a good one.
Okay. Yeah, and I could try to hit it for late lunch to do the brunch when I switch over.
That's the Scotty G special. I always get like that 10-15 ADR, so I can, get an omelet or, a couple waffles and everything, and then I'm heading to the carving station right after that.
Perfect. But I didn't think of Boma. That I've only done Boma dinner, and that is kind of close by, so that's another good idea too.
That is close by. And it's good.
God,
so good.
I just struggle because like I love the soups at dinner. Like the dinner spread is so great, I think, at Boma, but like they have this this bread pudding thing on the breakfast menu that's unbelievable. And they still have the carving station, so I can still get my Boma mustard at breakfast too. But yeah, don't overlook the Boma breakfast. Maybe not this trip, Amanda, but maybe on another one you should give it a shot for sure.
Okay, yeah, they've got a good carving station, so that's a good idea. Yeah. Well, any other suggestions for my first Run Disney event?
So do you have Memory Maker? Well, you have an annual pass, but did you add on Memory Maker for the year?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because you want to get your pictures.
I would just say the expo, because you're going to have to go the first day, because if you're doing the 5K, which is the first race, so you'll have to go to the expo on Thursday. Just packing a little patience, most people will go there. And if you want to get the Run Disney merchandise, you have to join through a virtual queue. So knowing that's your first one, you might want to like I did it, 5K shirt of some sort. So you'll have to do the virtual queue so that you can go into the Run Disney specific merchandise shop, and that can be a little dicey sometimes. So just pack your patience in, get in that virtual queue and just plan to make like a 2 or 3 hour visit basically to Wide World of Sports. It's not going to be like a quick in and out. You're going to be there for a little bit if you want to see all the things.
Yep. The expo is going to take twice as long as you think. That's just, because we've been there. We've gone to 30 expos in our life probably. And that's just the rule we've come to. It's going to take twice as long as you're expecting. And that's just how you got to judge it. Just how it is. But you end up, most of the time you get what you're looking for and you get the stuff you get to take home, be proud of it.
And it's cool. Your first time going, like, it'll be a cool experience. You get to see like all Wide World of Sports, and you'll like see all these other runners. There's like this energy in the air, maybe grab a small bite or a drink if that's something that interests you while you're there too. Like you just got to embrace it and just like we said, just make like a few hours out of it. Don't think like it's going to be a 30-minute thing, because unfortunately it's not. I would love it to be 30 minutes.
Yeah, seriously. I always think it's going to be, and it never is. I'm always like, why do I always forget every year? I'm always like, yeah, I'm just going to go over it real quick. No, it's not.
Any other plans you have on the list? Any other like reservations or anything, Amanda?
Oh yeah. I'm a mega planner, and you guys are right up my alley with the food. I'm always thinking,
rock on.
Like, what's the next food strategy? I've got, let me pull it up. I have, let's see, I'm going to do Fantasmic. That's always super important to me. So I'm going to do that one night. And then I have Sanaa one night, and I have, I'm going to do, this not a reservation, but I am going to do Three Bridges my arrival night, because I get in with time to do Three Bridges at Coronado. And then I was hoping to do Steakhouse 71 for that stack burger.
Yes.
At one point. You tell like where my mind is.
So it's funny. That was actually going to be one of my celebration suggestions, because you said you're going to go to Magic Kingdom that day, so that you can go to Magic Kingdom, maybe get a small breakfast at either Coronado or Magic Kingdom, then monorail or walk over for Steakhouse 71 as a celebration thing. So maybe you do that instead of Crystal Palace, or maybe you save Steakhouse 71 for another time. But I think either way, that's going to be really good. Gotta do that stack burger.
I try stuff like that like when I'm there with my kids that I might not bother going to do, But basically, I have a bunch of things listed that are new since I was there in September that I want to go see. Mostly food stuff, but of course,
love it.
Get in a few rides on Cosmic Rewind would be good. That's always a goal.
You can have my ride. I'll give you mine. But yeah, Three Bridges. This is the best time of the year to go to Three Bridges, because the weather's so nice outside. Oh my gosh, this is the best time of year to eat out. Any time you can eat outside at Walt Disney World, like in February instead of like July,
right?
You're winning.
I'm worried. Like everyone's looking at the weather, and while I'm up in, I told you Saratoga. The temperatures look fine to me, but they say with the humidity, it can feel super cold. But
here's the thing.
I would sit outside.
Let me tell you this too. Okay. Because the runners, if you're like, because it sounds like you're in runners groups, don't look at the weather because there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
Only God can change the weather. People in Facebook groups can't, even though they whine about it. That they're not changing it. It ain't gonna matter, no matter how much they whine and cry and it's gonna be this and that. It ain't gonna matter. So don't stress about it because it ain't gonna change it. So just quit looking at it. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Just throw in some rain gear, throw in a poncho in case it's gonna rain or something. Just be prepared, take a second pair of sneakers or something, be smart about it, but don't stress about it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be what it's going to be. It might be cold, might be warm, but just bring the appropriate gear and then let it go. You know what I'm saying? Because I think too many people stress about all these things and they waste too much energy because you can't change it. So don't stress. Well, it's going to be awesome.
It's mostly women in this princess race. So,
Hey,
if we can stress about like bringing 5 outfits, we're gonna
bring them though. I mean, here's the thing. Scott and I live in a women's world, right? I mean, he has a wife, he has a daughter. I have a wife. I have 2 daughters. We live with all women, and when we pack ourselves, we're the same way. We bring all kinds of clothes. Like, I mean, we bring as many clothes as our daughters and our wives because we want to make sure that we're prepared just as well. But we're trying to also learn from our experiences that I used to stress about the weather. Just like I'm telling myself, because at this point, that was such wasted energy. Like spending the week before, like just constantly looking at a weather app. Come that morning, it was going to rain or it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And I wasted a week of my time when I could have been excited looking forward to the trip instead of looking at Jim Cantori. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I mean, I like the guy, but I don't need to be looking at his bald head for the whole week, telling me if it's going to rain or not. So anyway, totally. You're going to have so much fun though. And you're going to have to give us a call when you get back in a couple of weeks and let us know what you thought. Cause I love first time experiences with Run Disney. So fun.
Totally. No, totally. I'll be honest. Like I listen to you guys all the time. I listen to you when I'm mowing the lawn. Like I think hearing you guys travel together so much and, doing adult trips and also obviously all your Run Disney experience it's inspired me to just do it. You're far better runners than I am, but it's just nice to hear other people talk about these experiences too.
The cool thing is we're really not good runners. Everybody just gets out there together. That's the best thing about Run Disney. Cause I did the Chicago Marathon. Those people are good runners. I was out of my league when I did Chicago Marathon. I was like, what am I doing? But I somehow finished that thing and it almost killed me because I was totally out of my league. But at Run Disney, it's a bunch of people that are just Disney fans putting one foot in front of the other, having a good time.
And they're rooting for each other too. It's
exactly
really good.
That. Yeah, it's exactly that. So you're going to see when you get out there, it's not necessarily runners. It's just people that are we're just all in it together.
It's just people that want to have a vacation in Walt Disney World and said, hey, I'm going to sign up for this.
It's an excuse.
That's what it is for me every single time.
That's totally what it is. You just nailed it, Scott.
It's an excuse to go to Crystal Palace.
Yeah, exactly.
It is.
It's used to have breakfast with Tigger and like fill an ice cream cup that's 8 inches tall. Yeah,
absolutely, it is, and it's so much fun. You're gonna have that medal for the rest of your life. So make sure you enjoy it. Just because it'll go quick. It'll be an hour and it'll be over. So take the time when you're on the course to really savor it and take it in.
Okay, I will. Thanks, guys.
All right, we're proud of you already. So give us a holler when you get back, and good luck.
Good luck, Amanda.
Guys, bye.
All right, we'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right. Well, hey, that was a good show, Scott. And that's a good way to end it.
Yeah, it was. It was awesome. Lots of good calls. Lots of good conversation. Made me jealous, though, of like everyone going down for the Princess Weekend. Oh, man, it's like my favorite one. But that's all right. I'll be there for spring break. I'll be there soon enough.
I know you're going soon. Man, I got 136 days till I go. I mean, cruising. I can't wait. But, God, it's a long time, July 6th. It's
a long time. But you know what? Yeah, it's going to – unfortunately, it will be here before you know it because, as you know, time just goes by so fast these days. But, yeah.
It does go by
and fast. Shout out to William, hoping that he gets Everybody Wants to Rule the World on Cosmic Rewind. That's my favorite. I hope you get it. I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, September's still my favorite. I love the horns, but I won't be on it again, so you can have it. But that's my second favorite song.
It's
Tears for Fears.
It's so good.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, we are going to jump out of here, but we will be back. Now, here's the deal with next Sunday, just so you know, because you're here now, and I'm going to tell you if you're listening here on a Thursday, Scotty G is not going to be available next Sunday because he is doing his duty, his sonly duty, picking up his dad at the airport. His dad's coming back from Cali finally, and he's going to pick him up from the airport. So Scott will not be with us, and I should be here, so we should have a live call-in show. However, Mallory is competing in the state cheerleading championships with the Francis Howell varsity cheerleading squad in Springfield, Missouri over the weekend. So as long as we make it home from Springfield, which is about 4 hours down Interstate 44, we will have a live show. But we're coming home on Sunday. So just keep
just
on.
Say right now, you're not having a live show.
No.
You should just enjoy the night.
It's over Saturday night, late. So we should be plenty fine. But I'm just saying, just so you know, so watch the social media. We're 95% we're having a call-on show, but I'll need your calls. So plan on a show Sunday night, because I love these things. These things are this is my favorite thing. It's like radio, so it's so much fun. So plan to join me and give me a call, and this Scott will be with us in a couple of weeks, and we'll keep this rolling right along with Scotty and Mike on Sunday nights. Of course, show's brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. You know the deal. We'd love to help you plan an amazing trip for no additional cost to you. Concierge level service each and every time. Where? Over at themagicforless.com. Swing by the website, fill out the quote form, and we'll take it from there. Again, over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It really does help us with every purchase, so use it as often as you can. BeOurGuestPodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our patrons. Many are here right here in the live chat. I know Trisha's here. She is one of our patrons, and we appreciate her so much. And you could be one as well. Just $5 a month supports us. You get the bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. So come on over, patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. Give Scott a follow on the social media at EpScott, EPSCOT. I'm at BeOurGuestMike, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Threads as well. All right. Till we talk to you again this week, got some great shows Monday, Wednesday, Friday coming your way. It's going to be a great week here on the Be Our Guest podcast. So for Scott, I'm Mike, wishing you a great Sunday night or a great Thursday here on the feed. You guys stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Woo! That was a good one.
Yeah. William had some great comments near the end here, too. Everyone had some great comments tonight.
I know. Dude, but then, oh my gosh, you'd have loved Pleasure Island. I wish we could have done that together like our families. Oh my God, we'd had so much fun.
Yeah, that's something I'm really jealous that I missed. That was a little late.
It was so weird, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, our first trip was 2010, I think. And maybe it was happening because we only went to downtown Disney like one time. It was like the last night of our trip to buy like souvenirs, basically. So maybe it was happening then. I don't know.
Like you had to buy a ticket. Well, like if you had the Ultimate Park Hopper, you got in for free.
Okay.
But like you went in, I think by like a caboose or something. Like it was like there was like a ticket booth that was like a caboose. I remember there's something with a caboose, like where you went in. It was so weird.
Look at Bob. Man, Bob, you the man, hanging out still. I love it.
I love it. Bob is here. What's up, Bob?
So we were at the we went to a antique store today, and they had a 2006 World Series like program. And I said to Bob, like, should I buy this for Mike? He's like, absolutely not. We're still bitter about 06.
Yeah, that was a year.
Well, that Cardinals team
was that the one where you guys swept and then had a big layoff?
Yeah, so we swept the Yankees, and well, no, the Yankees won like the wild card round. Then we won the next three, and then we swept the A's. Like Magnolia Ordonez hit the awesome home run for the sweep. Yeah, and then we had to wait like a week basically because who were you guys playing? The Mets or something? I think that went like 7 games.
Well, yeah, we went right into the series, but I can't. 06. I don't remember who.
I think it was the Mets because like there was like the Beltran take pitch.
Yes, it could have been that. Yes, it was where Wainwright froze Beltran.
Yeah. See, my brother knows that 06 is like our favorite baseball season. Well, besides 84, but.
Oh yeah, and those were the Fort Wilderness trains. So that's where you bought your ticket. The ticket booths for the train cars. You see, I knew I was like a caboose or something where you bought your tickets to go. It was wild, man. I was like, were there trains there? Like, why were there trains in downtown Disney? But there were. Okay. I was like, or was I just dreaming that one night? Like, there were. God, it was so weird. Anyway, so is Emily feeling better?
Yeah, she's good. It was just like a weird fluky thing that Thursday night. So yeah, she's all good. Yeah.
Yeah, Mallory's bouncing back too. She had to work today, so she got through that. So we're all good.
Yeah, we still haven't had dinner yet. I mean, I don't even know how hungry I am, after leaving the Comet Diner. I got to work on making that Comet sandwich for Bob, though, the grilled cheese burger.
Yes, and when you do, you got to videotape it. You got to get some. You got to be rolling on that.
Oh man, that's funny.
Cheryl Crow from she's from Southeast Missouri, Mizzou grad. Hootie and the Blowfish. Nice. I love Hootie.
Shaq and Penny Hardaway, or
that place, yeah, no kidding, man. That place was the place to be.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I should probably go to see what the girls want to have for dinner. So.
I'll text about tomorrow. See if Pam is what she's doing. Who knows? Is she still in Florida?
I don't know.
My Pam asked, and I'm like, I don't know where she is. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. She's secretive.
It's same. I don't know where she is.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll talk to you in the morning.
All right. Sweet.
All right. See you.
Have a good night. Have a good night, everyone. Have a good night, Bob. I'll text you in a minute.
See you, Bob.
See you.
Ready for that sandwich, Bob. See you.
Yeah.